Yes, what's going on, man? It's your boy, the Triple B. Yeah, this is just a quick video. Yeah. Now, everybody know, yeah, that the Triple B is the only guy, yeah, on the net. You've been worrying about Alejandra Ayala. Now, let me just repeat for those that don't know. You know, she had a brain anomaly that was recognized by the British Boxing Board of Control, and they still let her fight. And then she was put in a coma. She had 3 operations, the poor woman. And more than that, she didn't deserve to be in a so-called world title fight. She'd never beaten anyone of any regard. Now, I'm not hating on Alejandra, obviously. You know, the poor woman. I brought this to people's attention, right? And, you know, the whole British boxing system, the British Boxing Board of Control, have deliberately swept it under the carpet, right? Now, this lady, Alejandra, has gone back to Mexico about 2 weeks ago, I think, okay? And, you know, she's not right. I mean, she has a serious brain injury, but it looks like she has come to, and she has memory blanks in her memory, but at least, you know, she's okay, she's alive, and she's got back. Now, my problem is this: the lack of journalists. Let me be honest, this whole journalism thing is bullshit, right? Yeah, Triple B is a journalist, man. Triple B is a better journalist than Boxing News, yeah, and all these other idiots on Twitter, because he at least speaks the truth. Yeah, and he brings out the fact. Why have you not actually addressed the problem, which is why a woman with a brain anomaly was allowed to fight for world title? Yeah, well, we know why, man. Because boxing crooked, man. And it don't fit the agenda. All right, now, Boxing News. So they're allegedly the premier trade paper in the business. They're now called Pussyhole News. They should be called Pussyhole News. Yeah, because they avoid talking about difficult subjects, and they're run by a larger media agency, so they're no longer independent. I brought this out a number of times. I put up a couple of guys, pussyholes and names, and I said, look, these guys ain't talk about it. Why not talk about it? Now, obviously, these guys listen. The Boxing News listens and sees the Triple B. Yeah, that's obvious, and it should do, because Triple B is about one of the few honest people that lives. At least on YouTube, and I said, look, why are you not talking about this poor lady? Why are you not? And suddenly they have. So what do we got? Well, we got a couple of weeks ago, yeah, an article by a pussyhole called Elliott Worsell. Let me tell you about Elliott Worsell. Elliott Worsell is a pussyhole, yeah, another guy who's never boxed, like most of these fake boxing writers, right? Most of them have never boxed, yeah, and they're rubbish. There are not many good boxing books, boxing articles. Why? Because there's no money in it, and journalists are narcissists. Yeah, they want to push their own career, their own name. All journalists are narcissists, and they're no different from actors, right? So this pussy or Elliott Worsell has written an article, and it's just a fluff piece. Oh, you know, the Fenix, Alejandra Ayala, and it was 5 pages in Boxing News, by the way, right? And, you know, all it is, well, to be honest, again, I'm not having to go at Alejandra, you know, but she's saying thank you for looking after me, thank you for the care, right? But there's not a single question about why was she even allowed to fight, given the fact that she had never beaten a world-class opponent. She had a previous, in 2008, brain anomaly that the British Boxing Board knew about. So why is this not happening? Well, obviously, it's been covered up. Yeah, it's been covered up, right? And it's Elliott Worsell. Let me tell you about Elliott Worsell, right? Let me tell you what Elliott Worsell's most known for, right? He's known for putting his Corey, into David Hayes' sister. Yeah, for smashing her pom-pom with his Corey. Now, Elliott Worsell is a boxing, he does Boxing News articles, and he's written a couple of books, including some whack one about David Hay. So, you know, what? There's no money in this, by the way. So he's got an article about, so he's got a book about David Hay, and he took her sister's pum-pum with his Corey, right? And that is his claim to fame. That is his claim to fame. So, and the thing is that Worsell is like one of these guys who wants to be like Ernest Hemingway, right? Or Norman Mailer, yeah? And they quote philosophers and stuff like that. They're just frauds, man. Just frauds. Listen to this. So this is what he said in the Boxing News article. She had, and he talked about Alejandra, due to being silent for so long, plenty to say. He had no way of saying it. She also had all these faces in front of her, their mouths moving, words flying from them like bats from a cave. I mean, that is just pathetic, man. You know, let's be serious. He's trying to make a name for himself, yeah, by trying to sound, somewhat profound, but he doesn't. He's a pussy hole, huh? You know, and there's another bit in it, and he's talking about. He goes, she has. You talk about Alejandra. She has her mother and father with her, all living in the same room, and tonight she's eating pizza with a side of vegetables. Are you serious, man? I mean, this is not a funny topic, right? I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous. But basically, you're belittling someone. Why are you not asking the real questions? Why are you not asking questions about why she was allowed to fight with a brain anomaly? And why are you not asking about safety in boxing? Huh? Why are you not asking why someone who has absolutely no right to be in the ring with a supposed world champion, why is she there? None of the serious questions, right, are addressed. Well, it's because it's all a farce, man. All these people, the media, the boxing organizations. I think it was a WBA fight, and they made a Hannah Rankin, yeah, the fighter of the month, after she put this poor girl in the hospital. Now, Ayala in the article, she's like, "Oh, thank you for looking after me in the care." Yeah, of course, and then she goes home, right? But the reality is, she can't talk about anything. Any of the scenarios, the issues that include her being allowed to fight, because it may incriminate her, and more than likely, almost certainly, she has been paid off some wedge by Fight Zone UK, who televised the promoters, right? And maybe the British Board of Boxing Control not to talk about it. Because she go back to Mexico, and she said, obviously she can't fight no more. She wanted to open a gym anyway. So now they're giving her enough money to open a gym, because they know this will get her to be quiet. And so none of the questions have been addressed. Why was this lady allowed to fight for a world title when she had a brain anomaly and when she had never beaten anyone of a world standard? Okay, because those are the real questions. So it just sickens me, man. And this pussy old Elliott Worsell, yeah, who, as I said, like most boxing writers, has never boxed. Yeah, has never boxed. You get off on Reflected Glory. He can't write. Yeah, because otherwise he'd be writing for a serious, paper or whatnot. But he can't write. And they're just narcissists. It disgusts me. It's been brushed under the carpet. The Ayala thing, none of the questions have been addressed by anyone in the press, the mainstream press, the trade press, any of it. They've just swept her under the carpet and shipped her back to Mexico with most likely a payday. Right? Huh? While she almost died. And that's it. It won't go any further. It disgusts me.